Hey you guys, welcome back. If you guys are new here, my name is Lauren and I'm a nurse that's all about cruelty-free skincare that is science-backed. I'm all about the research behind ingredients and I just love skincare, period. And I have to say, when it comes to skincare, The Ordinary is probably my most favorite brand, like #1, just for the prices, the ingredients. They only use good active ingredients, they leave out fragrance, they just use the good effective things that are backed by research, and I just love their products so much, and you just cannot beat these prices. And I wanted to get this video up because they are having a sale for the month of November. It's 23% off. You have to spend at least $25 if you're in the US for free shipping, but I think that's a great deal considering a lot of their products are under $15. And today we'll talk about the best products for dry and hyperpigmented skin. Now that is my skin type, so I wanted to give my perspective. These are products that I've just used and loved time and time again. I've repurchased them over and over again. I've noticed great results with lightening my melasma spots and also with hydrating my skin. I've had super dry skin ever since probably over the last 6 years, since I turned 30. So I've really focused my skincare routine on hydration and just packing moisture in. But melasma has definitely been the most difficult thing for me to treat. So I wanted to talk about these products, ones that have really worked for my skin. And then also we're going to talk about 2 products that are my least favorite from The Ordinary and I think you should avoid, especially if you have dry skin. So yeah, lots of fun skincare talk today. We'll talk ingredients, products, and yeah, lots of Ordinary talk. This is gonna be a fun one. I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll go ahead and just get right into it. So first I wanted to give some love to the Squalene Cleanser. The Squalene Cleanser is squalene based, and if you guys aren't familiar, squalene is a skin identical ingredient. It contributes to the moisturization levels in our skin. It holds water in, and it's just a really great occlusive ingredient. It's probably one of my most favorite skincare ingredients when it comes to hydration. I just love it so much. It really just moisturizes my skin and it just seals everything in. And this cleanser has that thick lotion-like consistency, and actually squalene is the #1 ingredient. It's the first ingredient on the list, so you're really getting all the great benefits from squalene. And I think because it has that oil-based consistency, it really does break down makeup. I will say it's not the best for breaking down a full face of makeup. I definitely have to double cleanse with this one, but it's so moisturizing. Perfect if you need a light wash in the morning, and even at night if I'm just wearing sunscreen throughout the day, it's enough to get off my sunscreen, and it's just a beautiful cleanser. The texture is so nice. It feels like you're really nourishing your skin as you're smoothing this on at night. It is just a beautiful cleanser. I love it so much. It's so hydrating, so moisturizing. I highly recommend if you have dry skin. It really does just hold on in the moisture, and your skin never feels stripped or just parched after using this. If anything, it feels extra hydrated. My skin feels so smooth after using it. This is actually probably my most favorite product from The Ordinary. I've already repurchased this at least 3 times and I go through it so quickly. I wish there was a bigger size. This is only, how big are you? 1.7 fluid ounces, which is nothing, but I love it so much. All right, next up, let's talk lactic acid. So The Ordinary has 2 concentrations of lactic acid, a 5% and a 10%. I love both of these. Honestly, I see similar results. I do feel a little bit more tingling with the 10% version. I would always repurchase the 5%, but I started using the 10%, and I do feel like there's a stronger tingle, but I feel like I'm getting the same results with the 10%, so just keep that in mind. It feels stronger, but I don't know, I feel like you'll get the same results with the 5%. I really noticed lightening with this and smoothness in my skin. I feel like this really smooths out texture. It's a beautiful AHA. So we know AHAs they're chemical exfoliants, and a lactic acid is more gentle than a glycolic acid because the molecule is larger, it sits on top of your skin, so it actually acts as a humectant and holds water in as well. So some great hydration benefits from lactic acid, and The Ordinary just kills it with their formulas. I mean, some are better than others, that is for sure, but this one is really cool because I feel like it's very easy to incorporate into your skincare routine because it's essentially like a water-like consistency. So I usually pat this on after cleansing, and it absorbs very quickly into the skin, and yeah, there's no tacky consistency or any sticky feeling at all, and you can top other hydrating serums on top of this. The smoothness of my skin is overall improved using this. The next morning my skin is super glowy. I love this so much. Every time my friends ask me for an affordable anti-aging product, they're like, what do I need from the drugstore? What's gonna really do the trick? I always recommend The Ordinary's lactic acid. There's just something about it. It's so gentle yet effective. It's a beautiful product. And the cool thing about AHAs, there's actually been studies to show that they can actually build up collagen. So there's some anti-wrinkle capability to it as well. So I love this product. Definitely a must-have from The Ordinary in my mind. I love that it's hydrating, and also you get that chemical exfoliation skin turnover factor at the same time. And then The Ordinary's Matrixyl 10% with HA. And when we're talking about HA, we're talking about hyaluronic acid, so you're getting your humectant quality in here. But this serum's big claim to fame is this Matrixyl 10%. And the Matrixyl is actually a peptide complex. I just read it's the most sold peptide complex in the skincare industry. It really does do amazing things for the skin. What's cool about a peptide is that they can plump the skin, but they also may stimulate collagen growth at the same time. Think of a peptide as a fragment of a protein, and collagen is a protein. So if it gets down to those deeper layers, if the molecule is small enough, it can hopefully stimulate more protein, i.e. collagen, to produce. So smoothing out the skin, plumping out the skin. And that's the thing with a peptide, if anything, you're just going to get those extra, like the pack of hydration. It really does do a great job at smoothing out the skin by just increasing those water molecules in the skin. And if it stimulates some collagen, we may be even getting that anti-aging benefit to it. The jury's still kind of out with it. There's in vitro studies, or essentially studies that were done in petri dishes. We haven't really looked at people's physical skin to see if there's more collagen being produced from a peptide, but the potential from these studies I think is pretty cool. So that's why I incorporate peptides into my routine. And this serum is such a nice consistency. It's really thick. It feels like a high-end serum. It's really silky smooth. It goes on really velvety onto the skin. It's not really runny, and it doesn't have a sticky texture at all. It just feels really smoothing. There's a high component of glycerin to this, so it's really moisturizing. It has that emollient property. It's a beautiful serum. I love this. If you're looking for a good moisturizing anti-aging serum, this is great. I love this so much. Another worthy mention similar to this is the Buffet serum. I do not have it in front of me. I have yet to repurchase that, but that is also a peptide blend serum. I think that one is a little bit pricier. I think that's $15. I don't know, they might be around the same price range, but that one is also really nice. I feel like with that one, I think I saw even quicker results. I noticed some smoothing around my eyes when I started using that, so I really like that one. I always hear people raving about that one as well, but this was definitely worth a mention. I've really been liking this. So next up, let's talk about The Ordinary's Azelaic Acid Suspension 10%. So this has a high concentration of azelaic acid. Azelaic acid has a lot of great capabilities. It's not along the same lines as an AHA or BHA, but it can potentially act as a skin exfoliant. But it's actually, let's look this up here. Okay, it's a carboxylic acid, which is a distant relative of a BHA or an AHA, and it can be found naturally in wheat, rye, and barley. And there's a ton of beneficial skin effects that azelaic acid has. So it can actually be an anti-acne ingredient, also anti-inflammatory. It's good for rosacea, and then it also has a skin lightening effect, which is why I purchased this. And there's been a lot of studies that compared azelaic acid to hydroquinone. Why is it always a tongue twister for me? Hydroquinone. But hydroquinone is actually known to be another skin lightener. A lot of dermatologists prescribe it because of its quick, almost like a bleaching effect on the skin, but it has this quick acting effect, but your melasma can progressively get a little bit worse after using it. Actually, it can come back even darker if you're not careful with your SPF protection. So I'm like, that's encouraging. It can have the same effect as something a derm would prescribe, so let me give this a go. And I have really noticed a big difference with the lightening and just the depigmentation effect. So what's cool about this product, I'm kind of down to the wire here with this one, it's like a lotion-like consistency. So the way I use it, I apply it right before a heavier moisturizer, and I just spot treat with it. So it has this, like, obviously an occlusive effect because it has this rich consistency. So it kind of holds that active ingredient in, and you feel the tingling that whatever effect it's doing onto your skin, you kind of feel it working. And because it has a heavy lotion-like feel, it gives some extra moisture to the skin as well. And I just love that I can use this as a spot treatment, and I'm not, I don't know, applying something all over the face, which I'm just needing for a couple spots here and there. So yeah, it's a great spot treatment for melasma. I really like it. I definitely think it's underrated. I feel like people don't talk about azelaic acid as an ingredient as much as this ingredient deserves, because it's definitely I think, a superstar ingredient. It really has made big changes. I've noticed quick effects with this. Not as quick as the next ingredient that we'll talk about, but this definitely has some lightening power to it. So yeah, I've really been liking this. And like I said, you get so much for your money here. This took me forever to go through. But yeah, really liking that. And the next ingredient that I've noticed even more lightening than azelaic acid with has been alpha arbutin 2% with HA. So alpha arbutin is another known skin lightener, and I feel like I heard about this first on Goth Demisa's channel, and ever since then, I just cannot put it down. I noticed such quick results with this, more than, I think the quickest results I ever got from a product as far as lightening goes is probably from Good Genes by Sunday Riley, but this just, like, I swear the next day, I'm like, is it just me or are my lip spots lighter? Like, I really felt like I noticed an almost instantaneous results, which never happens with skincare. This does have lactic acid in here as well, so maybe it was because more of the chemical exfoliation I got from it overnight. I don't know, but my spots definitely looked lighter in the morning, and over time, the more and more I use this, they only lightened more and more, and I was just super impressed by this. This is a thicker serum, but it does play well with other serums. It sits well underneath moisturizers. It doesn't pill or anything, and like I said, I just noticed such a difference with the lightening in my skin. It's just a really, really nice product. Super cheap. You cannot beat the price with this, and yeah, I was just very impressed when I saw the results. It's even more so because I noticed that there's not a lot of studies on alpha arbutin, so I always go in a little skeptical when I know that, but this really did seem to be effective with evening everything out and just improving the overall tone of my skin and the dullness. I felt like my skin was brighter after using this. So another big product from The Ordinary that I would definitely recommend. This is great, especially if you're dealing with hyperpigmentation. If you've tried everything, it doesn't hurt. Just give alpha arbutin a try. You might be happy with the results. I would definitely recommend this. And then, okay, is that it as far as, okay, yeah, that is it as far as my top products from The Ordinary that I recommend for hyperpigmentation and dry skin. Now, I do not have, I was originally going to do a whole Ordinary routine for dry and hyperpigmented skin, but I have yet to try, have you guys been watching Schitt's Creek? Me and my husband just started it. I'm going off on a tangent here, but I feel like when I said but, there was a little bit of a Moira-ness coming through in my language right there. Yeah, that show just kills me. Ooh, me and my husband love it. We even sometimes will talk to each other in Schitt's Creek verbiage. I'll be like, Tim, why are you being so crass? Oh, we're losing it over here. Quarantine is killing us. Anyway, going back to skincare. What were we even talking about? Oh, I was saying I was going to do a whole Ordinary routine, but I have not tried The Ordinary's sunscreen, and I feel like to do a whole complete routine, you kind of have to mention a sunscreen. So yeah, I really want to give that a go. Let me know if you guys have tried The Ordinary sunscreen. I'd love to know. I've read that it can be mattifying and a little drying, so I think that's why I've never picked it up. I was a little hesitant with my dry skin, but let me know if you've tried. All right, getting to the fails here from The Ordinary. If you have dry skin, I would not recommend the niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1%. I was excited about this because niacinamide can actually have a smoothing anti-wrinkle capability to it, and it also has been shown to shrink, just decrease the appearance of your pores, and all around just improve your skin's texture. But this dried out my skin like nobody's business, and I can't stand the texture of this. It's so sticky and tacky and heavy feeling at night, and it pills, and my skin the next day just felt so dry and tight. This did nothing good for my skin, so I would definitely say to avoid this. I have heard people with oily skin rave about this. I know Hiram talks about this all the time, but I just was not a fan of this. I did not like this for my dry skin. And then last but not least, unfortunately, I would not recommend their salicylic acid 2%. I have just been using this really as spot treatments if I have a blemish. Every time I use this, granted, I will say, I feel like it does more quickly than if I didn't use anything, shrink a blemish, but the irritation I get from it is just not worth it. And anytime I see, so I get like redness from this, extra peeling, my skin feels like it stings, it's tingly, it all around just feels irritated. And every time I get irritation like that, I'm just thinking, hyperpigmentation that's going to stick around. But usually inflammation can lead to hyperpigmentation or dark spots in your skin. So I am just not about their salicylic acid. I don't know if it's just not a balanced formula. It is so irritating to me. I don't know what the heck is the deal with this. I've tried plenty of salicylic acid 2% concentrations that have worked well for my skin, but this literally burns my skin. I'm not a fan of this. So let me know if you know of any products from The Ordinary that is blemish controlling that you've tried that may be a little bit more gentle. I'm starting to realize anytime I have a blemish or a breakout, I find that the best way to treat it with my skin type is to use an acne fighting cleanser, something with a salicylic acid in it or even benzoyl peroxide. I love the one by Verse because it's very moisturizing. That is a great one. I think I talked about that in my favorites video a couple of videos back. Super moisturizing, very effective. I just feel like anytime I do a spot treatment, they just can be so drying and irritating. But no single treatment has been as irritating as The Ordinary salicylic acid to my skin. This just, does nothing but bad things to my skin. So yeah, would not recommend this. But most of the time, I really do get along with Ordinary products. There's not too many I am not a fan of. In the future, I definitely want to get my hands on the sunscreen, so hopefully I'll have a whole Ordinary routine in the future. And then I also wanted to do a whole review of all their oils. They have so many beautiful oils. I was going to include them in this video, but I felt like, I don't know, it was a lot to talk about. So their squalene oil, the rosehip oil, there's a lot of good ones. So we'll talk about that in a future video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was fun. One of my favorite brands. Fun to chat about some of my most favorite products. Let me know your favorite products from The Ordinary below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And let me know if you're taking advantage of the sale. I feel like it's pretty good. And you can easily rack up 25 bucks with The Ordinary to get that free shipping. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one.